18 years later, their home was filled with laughter. Arya's heart swelled with pride. Her daughter looked like a dream with golden hair that shimmered softly in the light. It was Illa's birthday, and candles glowed upon a beautiful cake, wings radiant white and glowing unfolded before everyone. The room froze. "She has wings," someone screamed. "She's not human." Panic filled the hall. Arya's heart dropped. Their secret, the one she had buried for years, was revealed. In desperation, she raised her hands, summoning all her remaining magic. The air cracked with power, glittering dust swirling, as she whispered the ancient words of forgetting. One by one, the guests fell silent. Their memories of that moment vanished, but the magic was too strong for her weakened body. Arya gasped, light faded from her eyes, and she fell into Kivand's arms. He screamed her name, but she did not respond.
With his heart fractured, Kivand wrapped Arya in a white cloth and, under the silver hush of night, carried her through the forest. Isla and Mishil walked behind him, their faces streaked with tears and pale in the moonlight. The path glowed faintly with fairy dust, guiding them like a memory. At the gate of fairyland the guards parted. The queen stood waiting, a figure of blue silk and ancient judgment, and when she saw her child the cry that escaped her split the silence of the valley. "My child, my beautiful Arya!" Kivand knelt before the queen and whispered, voice small and broken. "Please, your majesty, our daughters are changing. They are becoming fairies. If the humans know, they will not understand. I beg you protect them." The queen's face broke and softened at once. After a long, measured pause she answered. "Then they shall live here among their own." So the girls stayed. Fairyland took them into its arms, sheltered them beneath trees of crystal and in houses of blossom. Kivand, who had carried 2 worlds in his chest, saw something leave him that night. The days that followed found him visiting Arya's resting place by the silver willow, his steps growing slower, his face more hollow. One quiet dawn, his heart stilled, he simply collapsed beside the lake where the moonlight lay thick. Isla and Mishil wept and buried their sorrow deep, pledging that their lives would honor both parents, a mother who loved beyond fear and a father who walked them home. 2 years slipped like soft pages. Isla grew into her magic with a steady hand. Her wings strengthened and shone a luminous white. Mishil blossomed beside her, bright and fiery, her small red sparks coaxing flowers into bloom. When Isla turned 20, the queen called her to the throne. "My child," she said gently, "the time has come. The kingdom needs new bonds of peace. You shall be wed." The queen selected Aiden, a noble fairy whose wings glinted like molten silver, whose eyes held the dawn. When they met, Aiden bowed.
The queen had chosen Aiden, a noble fairy with wings like molten silver and eyes the color of dawn. Illa felt shy, her heart fluttering. When they met, Aiden bowed deeply, his voice gentle. "It is my honor, princess." The wedding was magnificent. Flowers glowed, stars danced, and the rivers sang. After the ceremony, Illa and Aiden flew across the moonlit sky toward their new home. But shadows crept behind them, dark fairies, bitter with jealousy. They surrounded the couple, their laughter echoing through the night. "Give us your groom, white fairy," one sneered. Aiden fought bravely, but there were too many. They bound him in chains of shadow. Illa's heart burned with fury and grief. Her wings burst into white and gold. Her eyes blazed like fire. A golden crown appeared upon her head. And in her hands formed a magical staff, topped with a diamond that shone like the moon.
With a cry that shook the heavens, she unleashed her power. Light exploded, the dark fairies fell, consumed by her radiance. When the battle ended, Aiden stared at her in awe. "You're magnificent," he whispered. When they returned to the palace to tell the queen, they found the kingdom in mourning. Queen Ilaria lay lifeless upon her crystal throne, surrounded by weeping fairies. Isla stepped forward, trembling. "What happened? Please, someone tell me." An old fairy stepped closer, tears shining in her eyes. "My child, your mother, Queen Ilaria, was slain by the same dark fairies who envied your family. But before she died, the magic of nature chose a new ruler. Look, the crown rests upon your head. You are our queen now. Isla's breath caught. She touched the glowing crown. The throne beside her mother's body shimmered, calling her name. Slowly, she sat upon it. The hall filled with light. Every fairy bowed low. The queen's body dissolved into stardust and scattered across the sky. Long live Queen Isla, they whispered in unison. Tears glistened in Isla's eyes as she took her sister's hand. Mother. I will protect this world, as you did. I promise. Wind. And so, under her reign, the fairyland flourished once more. The rivers sang again, flowers bloomed brighter, and the story of the Black Fairy, the mother whose love transcended worlds, lived forever in the whispers of the